Hello chaps, how are you all doing today? It's John with you, and we're doing another video. Yes, we're doing another one. God, I'm getting quite prolific with these things. So in this video we're doing an update on this kit. It's the Tamiya's M48A3 PATTON in 1/35th scale. What else? So anyway, before we go down to the bench, we'll just give a quick little thing. I got this as a present from my good friend Greg Riley. I put a link below in the description box to Greg's channel, and Greg sent this on to me, and I decided to do it. It's my next project, shall we say. Now, if you've been watching some of my earlier videos, I did. I'm in the process of doing a series on weathering, and I'm using the little Panzer 2, little Tamiya Panzer 2 for that. But in this one, I'm going to weather it slightly different. I'm just going to use a couple of different techniques on this one. So when I've gone to the say the painting stage, I'll show you on that. Okay, but I'm still in the building stage. I'm I'd say about a quarter of the way in, I'd say. So let's zoom down to the bench. We'll have a look at what I've been doing, and we'll have a little chat. Okay, catch you up in a minute. Right, so here we are, we're down to the bench now, and we're working, as I said, on the Tamiya's M48A3 PATTON. And we'll just go through the instructions and, you know, step by step on where I've got to, and we'll show you bit by bit. Right, let's start off with, as usual, step 1. You know, the wheels. Here we got to make all the little road wheels. We stick in a little poly cap into the centre of them. And you see a bit, bits of bit of dust from the sanding. Right, the way I do the wheels, obviously I stick them together as is. I don't bother cleaning off the sprue gates at this time. Stick them together. When they're dry, then I do the sprue gates using one of these little thinny sticks from UMP. Just go across slowly but surely. Take your time. Watch a bit of television while you don't listen to some music. Right, and give it all that, and what it does, it roughens up the plastic, makes it look like rubber, and it gets rid of the little sprue gate marks as well, and it keeps them nice and even. Okay, so that's those. Then we've got these yokes here, the drive sprockets. We put them together. It's 5 parts all together. We've the 2 ends. We've got 2 little centre guides and a little poly cap again in the middle of that. Now the mouldings on them is actually quite nice. It's very nice indeed. They went together quite easily, no problems whatsoever, and you can't get them wrong. There's nice little locator marks and everything else, so they all line up and they're all quite nice. Right, then we went on to the lower hull. Right, and we put on all these little suspension arms, some hooks, some more hooks here, and the backs of the things. Right, so those little suspension arms are all on now, and as you can see, they're quite nice. They just slipped in together. Once you have them cleaned off, they just plop into place. Simple as that. We had more of little springs and suspensiony bits and pieces, and they're all on as well. There's our suspension and things. So all that is done, fits in nicely, absolutely lovely jubbly. Now I am at a later stage. I'll probably do it this evening. I'm going to fill in these holes, okay, because I don't want them there, and for that I'm going to use a little bit of milliput for the big one. And I'm just going to use, I probably, you know, blank off the back of them and milliput them as well again. So that'll kind of cover off those holes at the back. I was hoping that there'd be kind of, you know, covers for them. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. But basically what they are is they're breather holes for the engine that you're going to put into it if you want to put in an engine, so it doesn't overheat and melt your kit while you're playing with it. Right, we'd also the guide rollers that go along the top. They're all ready now for the painting stage as well. That's all them. And as you can see, I mark it off with my usual little highlighting pen. dead handy, so I can, at a glance, I know that's all done, right? Wheels, yes, I have them done, but I haven't got them fitted because I'm going to paint them, obviously enough, you know, and we've got the back plate on and everything else. Right, we'll turn it over and we're on to the front piece, and we start playing with the main. Alright, I'm not going to fit the main because, right, we've got all this section done, we've got the hatch done, all the little ancillary bits and pieces that go on, we've got some boxes, and as you can see from that, they're very, very nicely fitted in. They go together quite easily. We've got the lights. They were a bit awkward, I must admit. They were a little bit fiddly, you know, for my big bulky hands, and you know, I'm not they're not the steadiest, right? But the driver's hatch and all that works perfectly, so you can have it open or closed, whatever, it's up to you. And we've got the little plinth for the driver figure as well. Now, I haven't cut out. Where are you? There we go. Come on, Ralph. We've decided to call him Ralph. This is Ralph the driver. Okay, so Ralph the driver, he'll fit in there nicely now, and he'll be glued down at a later stage. So I'm going to paint him up as a separate item. But you know, as you can see, Ralph is there, Ralph the driver, and he's quite nicely moulded as well. There's some nice little detail on him. Okay, let that camera do your job, camera, and feckin' zoom into the bastard. Nah, typical, isn't it? Absolutely bloody typical. You're playing around with this thing, and you're setting it all up. Oh, the camera zooms in straight away. You start doing your video, and the camera decides to play hokey with you. Oh, hi, oh. I think it kind of flashed there for a second. Oh, typical, isn't it? It won't. But take my word for it, okay? He's a nicely moulded figure. I know he kind of looks a bit stern looking in his face. He seems to be concentrating. Oh well, you're driving a big yoke like that, you'd be concentrating as well on what you're doing, so you don't fuck up. So anyway, we got the travel lock then for the big shooty thing. That's all in place as well. And somebody asked me, is that an official term? Yes, actually it is. Shooty thing. Big shooty thing. That's what we used to call them in the army. Big shooty thing, or little shooty things. Fast shooty things, machine guns, and your own personal shooty thing. That's your own riflery thing. Right, so we've got that. And we have the barrel, which was the last bit I did onto that. Right, we have the barrel here. The barrel of the shooty thing. And I have that. Two pieces went together very, very nicely. There's two fine locator holes and pins in there, and the gluing surface is actually nice and thick, so it really went together well. And I got the join line, as you can see, very, very faint now, and purely that is as smooth as a baby's arse, I'll tell you. You know, you go across it with your nail, it doesn't catch at all. So you'll see it in the plastic, but once it's painted you won't see that at all, I can guarantee you. Right, lovely little piece, and that all went together swimmingly. Okay, so there's our shooty thing, and that's about as far as I've gotten. So I have a big box of parts still to go. We'll catch up with that in the next update. So that's it now for this update. We've got our wheels, our shooty thing. We've got the hull with all the suspension and springy yokes and bongy boingies, whatever you want to call them. Going to fill in these holes. And we've got our deck. We call it the deck. I just decided to call it the deck. And we've got boxes all in place, struts, you know, whatever they're called. More boxes here. We've our lights. The vision blocks are in. Now it doesn't come with little clear vision blocks for in there, but I have an idea to coat them up. Stay tuned. Little idea I have for them. It's an idea I got from Norm Lejeune. He uses bits of shiny tinsel, I suppose we call it. We call it shiny tinsel, and it goes in there and it works perfect. It does the job. And we've got our lights in place as well. So that's it now for this update. It's short and sweet, and John's got a message. Hey, hopefully it's a good message. But anyway, lads, that's it for this update. I'll catch you up in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, and if you have already subscribed, thank you very much. Don't forget, give it the old thumbs up. Press the like button. I like pressing the like button. And I'll catch you up in the next one, lads. So, in the meantime, stay safe, look after yourself, enjoy your modelling, and don't forget, go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it and enjoy it. This is John, signing off.